So this one is by Discipline, and it's called Why Star Citizen is Boring. And for me, it is boring. I mean, you know me. Such gameplay.
Star Citizen is boring.
Much wow.
This is a very polarizing statement. I understand. I know there are some diehard fans that absolutely disagree with me, and I know that there are skeptics that want nothing more than for people to criticize and say how Star Citizen, for lack of better words, sucks. But this is just my perspective. Star Citizen is a lot of fun for new players. I remember the first time I got into my ship, the first time I walked around Microtech. There is a sense and feeling of awe as you wander around the persistent universe for the first time. But as time goes on and you see more and more, it begins to feel mundane in a lot of ways. And although you can try out the different gameplay loops like mining, bounties, and cargo, there is a lack of things that your money can go towards. All of the money that
you only buy ships and ship components, and that's it. And if anything, DayZ has taught me that all that has to have a point. And I talked about this on Scarred's stream yesterday. I think he was streaming. Were you streaming when I talked about like what Star Citizen needs the most? And it's like a purpose. And it's not just a purpose, but you need to have a sense of... You were streaming? Okay. A sense of like working towards something, and a sense of holy shit, I have a lot to lose here if I lose a fight, if I get raided, if I get whatever. And Star Citizen doesn't have that. It only has like beautiful ships, beautiful planets, screenshots, and pew pews, and it's just like a very, very basic game right now. Sense of fulfillment? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you do get, like, you do feel fulfilled after you have achieved the goal. But for some people, that goal could be just like buying an 890 jump, right? And it's going to be really good the first time you do it, but then you're going to have a couple of wipes, and then you're just like, whatever. True, back in the day, if your ship is destroyed, you will lose all upgrades. Yeah, but... Daddy? I don't know what happened. But that's probably going to happen again, right? I would assume that will happen again. But the issue is that it's super easy to get new components. You just hop to a shop and you buy them, and that's it. You're not crafting anything. You're not investing your time into anything. You don't have a base. You're not gathering resources to get something good for your ship or for yourself or whatever. 200k for a QT drive? Sure. But okay, so what, Okumo? You go and do a couple of bounties, and that's it.
Game tends to go towards ships. Sure, you can buy different outfits or different weapons for your ship and try and make it the meta ship for what the patch is, but there really is no end game for players that have played the game substantially. And I know I've made other videos talking about...
I don't think that there's ever going to be an end game. I just think that it's going to be like a ever growing, like once Star Citizen gets released, or they're going to call it a release, it's just going to be like an ever-growing universe of people that are building their own bases, basically.
How the experience is the game with Star Citizen. It's not about the gameplay loops. It's about interacting with other people. And so I thought I'd come on and play devil's advocate and argue
yes
the
and
other
no.
side.
Yes and no. Gameplay loops need to be there for the single player guys. For the solo players, they don't really like interacting. Also, sometimes I don't want to interact. I don't want to fucking PvP. I just want to grind and do something that is not like I don't want to speak to other people. Most of us are like that, so you need to have those things. But yeah, I'm on the like. Here's the thing with me. The more I think about it, the more I understand that giving you a sandbox game where the game itself is player driven is, how do you say that? A knife with two edges, right? Is that the saying? Uh, First of all, it's lazy to do that. Most games do that. Like Battlefield is that basically. Oh, you have guns, you have double-edged swords. Thank you. So, yeah, yeah. So, like, you have guns, you have vehicles. Go shoot each other. I mean, sure. Is there anything else to do there? No, yeah, just go shoot each other. It's a bit lazy, honestly. And if Star Citizen like turns into that at some point, a lot of people that love this game right now are not gonna enjoy it then. And I'm not talking about like people that want the PvP slider that's just stupid. But if it's only that, it's gonna be like, whatever. It's a game and that's it. But if they put in a lot of work, like they did with the events, with the Orison event, if we get like more of those kinds of events, even player-driven events like that, that are gonna be dynamic and change, like take you from a location to a location, so you can like start at the Orison, for example, end up in Pyro or whatever. That's gonna be cool. But also exploration, gathering resources, and base building is something that, in the end, like Star Citizen could benefit from, because it's gonna have, like, you're gonna have a sense of, like I said, oh shit, I have a lot to lose here.
Thought I'd come on and play devil's advocate and argue the other side. And I found this argument when I was playing as a solo player. And I realized that when you're not sharing experiences and you don't have other people on your ship with you, the game feels pointless. So
It is.
Now that I've stated my opinion about this, let me talk about the potential fix that I think would make Star Citizen far more enjoyable for experienced players that want a more viable endgame. And
Fix.
that is base building. Now, I'm not saying super complex modular base building, but I'm saying something simple like being able to put a landing pad down on a planet, maybe being able to have an outpost there as well. And perhaps even in this outpost, you could sell materials just like how the current cargo system works.
Well, see, it's not a fix because it's not that simple. Yes, they can probably give us some kind of like base building, but then you gotta enable base rating. But then why would you have a base if if there's no point in gathering materials? So I mean, like, if there's no crafting or actual trading, etc., etc. So it's not a quick fix. It's not just a fix. It's a much bigger thing, and Star Citizen is not going to achieve that in the next 5 years, probably, unfortunately.
So say, for example, you go and mine a very specific material. You could then offer that material at your outpost at your base. And so with each patch, maybe you could specialize in a different material. Essentially, what this feature would do is it would encourage a different type of interaction in the game. Currently, there is cooperation between friends or the adversarial system of balance.
Again, we're playing DayZ. Scar and I were playing DayZ for a couple of weeks now. We have a big ass base. We have a bunch of shit inside of it. I can't wait to log back in to like see if the it's always like, did we get raided while I was offline? Like, you never know. Although we have some like a lot of walls that are set up there as like defenses, but still people can still raid you, and it gives you a purpose to play the game, right? And also, you can see on the server people are asking for like joining a group. You might try that, but they might steal from you. They might just like turn on you and steal everything from you, and that's always a possibility. Then on their Discord, on the server's Discord, There are people that want to trade, so trading is enabled, even though there's no like in-game currency. But you can have like, okay, I need a wheel for this. I need. Are you selling something else? Whatever. So that kind of trading is working. But the thing is, you can lose everything really fast. So you gotta like. It's always whenever you're playing that game, you're just having a nonstop adrenaline rush, and it's amazing. It's actually amazing, and I would tell all of you guys to like try it as soon as possible because you're gonna love it probably. But with this game, that's not gonna happen in the next, as I've said, like 5 years at least. And that's exactly what Star Citizen needs to like give us some purpose. So let the end game be, yes, base building, expanding to other systems by building other like FOBs or bases, but having like a main base in whatever, Stanton or whatever.
Bounty hunter and pirate. And there is missing in this paradigm something in the middle. Something where instead of just cooperating with people from the get-go that maybe I know ahead of time, and instead of just cooperating with people because it's fun and nice, and instead of just fighting with people because I want to complete a bounty task, maybe instead we have something where each person has a mutual interest and there is a bargain.
He's gonna crash.
Trade. As the game is now, there is either cooperation for the sake of goodness or fun and experience, and adversarialness for the sake of doing bounties. And we all know the all too
See, when I said that he's gonna crash, I fucking knew it.
familiar feeling of the bounty that you're hunting down disappearing or disconnecting from the game because they don't want to die. We need base building because it would add an element of fear and scarcity to the game. Star Citizen lacks
Yes, we need base building, but we're not gonna get it anytime soon, unfortunately.
what Tarkov, what Eve.
Tarkov? You want to compare it with Tarkov? Tarkov doesn't really have base building. I mean, technically it does, but it's not actual base building. It's not on a map, on the world, on a planet, like in DayZ, for example. Because you're all like sharing a 400 square kilometer map, and you find other people's bases just by going in and trying to raid the towns and all of that.
And what other types of games in its genre has, and that is this idea of losing something. And I know that there are future systems that are going to reiterate on this concept and really make the game feel hardcore, but something like a base being able to be raided, a base being able to be robbed would make the
That was a weird cut.
feel so much more enticing to log back into.
Yeah, it's gonna be important to you because you like spent a lot of time gathering resources, maybe crafting something, like crafting badass missiles or whatever, or guns. Because at some point with science, we should be able to like upgrade our guns and like whatever. But before that, and again, this is like the next 5 to 10 years, unfortunately. Before that there's like not much reason. Like there's not many reasons to play this game, honestly.
As an experienced player, or as a player that has everything that they would like. What Star Citizen needs is more creative tools for people to enjoy the sandbox. Imagine being given the most beautiful basketball course but with no ball to play on the course with. That's what Star Citizen has started to feel like for me. And the best solution in my
like in my videos I would say it's a sandbox without sand. It's just a box.
opinion right now is to add very, very simple features with very, very efficacious effects. And base building is one of those features. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.
But that's not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. It's a good video. I liked it.